Hi, I'm Marty Shupak, and welcome to this episode of Jets Rewind Plus, where I get to play coach and general manager and offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. And I came up with a game plan for the Jets against the Steelers like I do every week. If Robert Saleh would listen to me, the Jets would be 3-0. But let's get right into it. This is not the same Steeler team that we've seen in the past. Keep in mind, though, that we've only won one time in Pittsburgh, 2010. Coincidentally, that was the same year that they lost the playoff game. We won a game in December. And interestingly, and if I may not have my facts right as I remember it, but Wayne Hunter, the tackle, was not much better than Connor McDermott. And what the Jets did at the time is they gave the offensive line an extra lineman. I think it might have been Justin Turner, and it helped improve the run game and the protection. Now, I'm not saying that the Jets should have an extra lineman. They just picked up two linemen this week. I just don't think they know the playbook that well. But if you're going to leave Connor McDermott alone against Alex Highsmith, I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry. Yes, it is Highsmith. He's not going to do it. Connor McDermott can't do it all by himself, but we're going to get to the offense in a minute. Right now, I just want to go over the defense. And one of the recommendations, actually two of them I've been recommending. Now I've heard other people take my recommendations. I don't care if they take credit for it. I just want the Jets to win. I had said they have to activate Bryce Huff. And Jacob Martin, to me, is not doing the job. Bryce Huff is excellent on the pass rush. I would activate him and not activate Jacob Martin. I said it last week. Also, I would play a tight defense up in the box. You want to force Trubisky to pass. He'll make mistakes. You want to force him into mistakes early. I want the Jets, the strength of the Jets is their defensive line and their defensive backs. I don't want the Jets going zone man. I want them to play man to man. Play to your strength. Okay? The Steelers have a couple of really good receivers. Deontay Johnson is leading the team, but I think the more dangerous one is George Pickens, and I would put Sauce Gardner on him. I would bench LaMarcus Joyner. Here I have the other defensive back, the other safety that we activated, Will Parks, and I would keep Whitehead, though Whitehead has looked terrible. You can't have LaMarcus Joyner there. The guy is like a disease. When he's on the field, everything seems to go wrong. You have to bench him. Now, I put Parks up there. I don't care if it's Tony Adams. I don't care if it's Ashton Davis. You can't have LaMarcus Joyner on the field. The miscommunication is just killing us. We're giving up a touchdown a game almost. And it's a reflection on the coach, but they have to recognize the best players that are able to communicate in the defensive backfield. So get LaMarcus Joyner off the field. I would move, and again, I've been talking about this, John Franklin Myers to the inside instead of the outside. If you look at his film in 2020, he's much more effective on the inside. I mentioned Sauce on Pickens. I would also use a five-man front in passing situations on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. I would keep Jermaine Johnson had a very good first half last week. I would keep him in, and I would put Bryce Huff in also, maybe put him on this side. Carl Lawson has taken a lot of heat. Keep in mind, Carl Lawson is not really a sack artist or a sack type of player. When they signed Carl Lawson, we brought this up on our last Jets Rewind episode. They were trying to get Trey Hendrickson also. Carl Lawson is a good pressure defensive end, but he's not really, I guess, what I call a closer. But he could still be effective. We just don't have the thoroughbred on the other side. I want to try Jermaine Johnson, and I want Bryce Huff in there also on the passing situations. Rotate Michael Clemens. You could rotate him on the inside or the outside. I think he can play both ways. He gives up a lot of weight, about 30 to 40 pounds, but he's got such a bull rush. He's effective anywhere you put him. There's been a lot of talk about Quinton Williams, okay? Like I said last week, I would try to keep him in there 7 to 80% of the snaps. We might have caught a break. Kevin Dotson, the very good left guard of the Steelers, has a high ankle sprain. And I'll be honest with you, when I hear that, I hope he plays. I'd rather have him playing and a little bit injured than have a fresh, uninjured backup. I think it should be a very, very good game for Quinton Williams. So quickly, that's what I would do on defense. I would blitz a bit, not sending all 7, but pick and choose who you're going to blitz with. They have to communicate. Keep LaMarcus Joyner off the field, and we're going to get to the offense in a second. Now the offense. This is Zach Wilson's first start of the 2022 season. The Jets have a great chance to win. They have to do certain things on offense that I'm going to recommend, and I hope Robert Saleh will try to follow what I'm recommending. And listen, I'm the type of person, I don't want to baby Zach Wilson or the players on the team. They're out there to win a football game. That's their only goal. Win the darn football game. First thing I would do, start out with a no-huddle offense. Start getting the plays off very quickly. We're doing a few things if we do that. Number one, we're setting the tempo of the game for ourselves and for our opponents. And the second thing is they're very gifted defensive lineman, Cameron Hayward. He gets winded. So I want to put him in a vulnerable position, okay? I mentioned in the opening, we have to give Connor McDermott help. He's going to be going up against Highsmith, who's a heck of a pass rusher. I have Ruckert in there. I don't care who they put in there as long as they can help with the double team. If it's Tyler Conklin, that's fine with me. But if you're going to leave Connor McDermott one-on-one with Highsmith, you're going to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He cannot do it. It's not a knock on him personally. He just does not have the ability to stay with a guy like this. To help him out, though, I want Zach Wilson to take 3-step drops on passing situations or on his passes and try to keep the passes short. Now, if there are long passes, I want him to roll out away from Highsmith. It'll give him a little bit of extra time. A few things that I'm a little bit concerned about. Lakeland Tomlinson, the first game, he was awful. He stepped it up a little in the second game, but in the third game, he wasn't as bad as the first game, but he was still pretty bad. He's got to really step it up. When you have an interior lineman that looks like they're on roller skates and they're getting pushed back, it does a lot of things to the pocket. And as much as I didn't like Joe Flacco, with pressure coming up the middle, he really couldn't step up into the pocket. He'd be stepping right into contact. So Tomlinson, he's really got to play better. There's been talk, I heard some recommendations about moving AVT maybe to tackle and moving Hedberg to guard. I don't want to move AVT. He's playing excellent right now. I don't want to mess with Max Mitchell, okay? So 3-step drops, no huddle. Also, the running back situation. we're not getting into a rhythm. I love both of our running backs, but at this point, I would cut down the reps for Breece Hall and give Michael Carter more repetitions. Couple of reasons. First of all, I want him to get into more of a rhythm. He's excellent at breaking first contact. And the second thing is, Breece Hall is dropping too many passes, okay? Now, Michael Carter did drop a pass and he fumbled, but from what I'm seeing from Breece Hall, he looks like a little bit anxious. But he's got incredible talent. He's going to break a long one. I would just dial it back a little as far as the amount of touches Breece Hall gets and step it up for Michael Carter. This is the last thing, and I'm very serious about this. The Jets have to keep the game close enough so Mike Tomlin does not make a decision to change quarterbacks. It is much better for the New York Jets to go into the locker room at halftime losing 10-7 than winning 14-10. I'll say it again. It's better for the New York Jets to go into the locker room losing by like 2 or 3 points rather than winning by a few points. If Mike Tomlin puts in Kenny Pickett, he's going to eat us up. I've seen this guy play. He was my favorite quarterback coming out of college last year. So that's the game plan. Please subscribe to Jets Rewind Plus. I'll try to be here every Saturday for better or for worse, but this game plan is flawless. If Mike LaFleur and Salah and Ulrich would watch this, the Jets won't lose a game. For Marty Shupek and Jets Rewind Plus, until next time, and make sure you catch our Jets Rewind on Sunday night. Until next time.